sorry. We look again at this value parameters. Right, so this was something that we did, the last thing that we did, I believe, on last Thursday before we actually adjourned, right? So if number less than 1000 and so on, so we were trying to actually come up with a function that will separate the 1000 digit from the rest by way of a comma. So just put a comma, the way that we humans usually see numbers, meaning if it's 1000 or million or whatever, we'll have that comma, right? So 1, comma 000, comma 000. So this makes it easy for us humans because we're not like computers, right? So it's easy when we have these helpers, so to speak, this comma, right? So that's just the program, really simple program, right? And we discuss, what happens if, say, we want to take into consideration if it's 1001 or 1001 or 1011 and so on. What happens with these two zeros, right? So we did that last Thursday, showed you, and it's in that video, right? So these are all value parameters. The parameters in the functions above are all value parameters, meaning to say that whatever happens inside the function being called, which is in this case insert comma, right, does not change the value which has been declared inside main, which is double input 1, right? So input 1 inside main does not change, meaning the box there will remain having the value that is supplied by the user. Right. So the parameters, the parameter variables we have looked at so far are called value parameters. So we have been doing that for quite a bit. That was pretty okay, right? Meaning, functions can be quite confusing because it's like you're dealing with two, three different things, right? But I would like to think that it's very fulfilling because from functions we can then imagine a totally modular program, and then other people can do parts of our program, that kind of thing, right? Value parameters are separate variables from the ones in the calling function, meaning we have the calling function, for example, the comma, the insert comma, and the main. So these are two functions, right? Modification of value parameters does not affect the original value. Like I said earlier, whatever happens inside insert comma, even if you name the variable the same, does not change anything with regards to the value variable that has been declared inside main. In this case, it's input 1, which is declared as a double, right? So next example, integer main, integer number, right? Same thing. So here enter a positive integer. So here inside main, the positive integer is called whole number. We name a box whole number, right? And then inside integer sum, that whole number is represented by way of another variable called number, right? And then we do whatever we want with that value. In fact, even if we, instead of using I and P, as you can see there, right? As you can see here, instead of using I and P, even if you name it whole number, it doesn't change this value, because it's like the scope of this is within these curly brackets. The scope of whatever variable here is also within that curly bracket, right? So even if you name something whole number here, it doesn't make the program go crazy or anything, right? Because the scope is that, right? So next we're going to just look at this special thing. It's called reference parameters. Does not create a new variable but refer to an existing variable, right? Any change in the reference parameter is actually a change in the variable to which it refers. So let's say you name something employee ampersand E, that means you are referring to that box called E, and whatever happens in that function that declares that employee ampersand E will change the value within that box called E, right? Even if name it a different name, right? Here the function raise salary is the most powerful one, so to speak. It has the most power over that variable with the box called name E, right? Reference parameters are indicated using an ampersand between the parameters type and name. So just like that, void raise salary, employee ampersand E. Right? Then whatever happens will be reflected. So here it's you can see it's a dot get salary, dot set salary. So here is a function. Right. So example given here, yeah. So we have these two functions called length and width. Right. Void get dimensions, length and width. So here, length and width is, you can see it's all powerful. We see that here we have integer main, this length and this width, right? And the area of blah blah blah, this length and this width, rectangle is blah blah. So we can see here that main does not get any kind of input, right? So if you look at main there is no input at all that main is getting. It only has output. The only input is within the get dimensions. Get dimension, enter length, and then it will get that length, and then enter width, and then it will get that as well. Width. Right? There is no input in main, but yet you can say everything happens. Meaning, as you can see, integer area there, integer length, integer width, right? And there is area is also something that is being called by main. As you can see here in this line, right? Area, this length, this width. Right? So this is I don't know about you, but it looks quite intriguing because how come main is not getting any kind of input, but yet it can one call upon get dimensions, and then two, it can call upon area. And what would happen? Right? So we'll just take these. We'll just take these codes and put it inside the emulator. Right, so these codes inside the emulator. Right. Actually, I should call it compiler, huh? Right. So what happens then? So again, we'll have a look at this, right? The only input is within get dimensions, but main still has some form of power or authority to call the function get dimensions as well as the function area, right? And main actually made use of this length and this width, which is actually not manipulated by main. It's actually just manipulated by void get dimensions, right? So we'll just run that and see. Example. I think you can pretty much guess what's the outcome of this program. 13 and 7, for example. So just multiply that. 13 times 7 is 91, right? What would happen, say, if we name this length and width? Nothing would happen, right? It will get the same result as is the case of if we use this length and this width, because length and width within main is, you can say, a localized variable, right? The scope is just within main. Right, so we'll just do something like that, right? And we do the same numbers, for example 13 and 7, and we get the same value, 91, right? So as I said earlier, length and width is just a local variable. It's just within main, and it does not affect the overall program.